the third tier, which is limited opportunity, which I'll go into right now. So the third tier is limited opportunity where there's not very many elk, and I'm going to kind of give you an idea what all these units are. So limited opportunity is what we reference as the multi-unit 15A, 15B, 18A, 17B, 18B, 19B, 20A, 20C. And then they do a couple little ones like 2A, 2B, which is just north of Unit 1, 3A, 4B, which are up kind of weather dependent. Kind of some elk can move in and out, just depends on the weather and the rim, and 3A as well. But really, when we're talking about limited opportunity elk hunts, we are talking about the 17A, 17B, 18B, 19B, 20A, 20C, and we're talking about 15A, 15B, and 18A hunts. So those all used to be kind of different and combined different ways, but they've kind of broken that up. So if you look on a map, you're looking at Seligman, Ash Fork area. These units border Unit 8, and Unit 10, and they can hold some elk. Now, we just talked about pressure in some of those middle tier units, or 6A or 5B, where you're getting a ton of pressure. And a lot of guys prefer to hunt this limited opportunity hunt because you really don't have the hunting pressure. But with that, you do not have the elk population. So these units are units that you want to go and play the game in Arizona. You want to check it out. You want to see how it works. You want to go elk hunting. Maybe you want to elk hunt every other year. As a non-resident, you can draw these tags with 3 to 5 points. Now the 15A, 15B, and 18A hunts can be a little tricky to draw because there's a big piece of private land in those units that a lot of people like to hunt and try to draw that tag as a non-resident specifically. As a resident, you can typically draw these tags every 2 to 3 years, and then the best way to go about that is I tell guys you probably won't see an elk sometimes in the first week of hunting. So, but usually if you do find an elk, it's going to be a decent bull. These units are very rugged. They're very typically pretty dry. They don't have the elk populations, but they do have the opportunity to do it more often than a premium elk rifle tag. So, just have that understanding. There's a lot of any elk. They offer any elk tags as well in there. And they do offer some pretty cool, just generally some pretty cool tags. So you'll want to do your scouting in there as well. In the multi-unit hunts and limited opportunity hunts, you'll want to go into it realistically understanding that you may only see a handful of elk the entire time hunting. It's going to require you to hunt harder. The season is longer, and that's also another thing besides hunting pressure that guys enjoy is hunting more and hunting longer, and hopefully getting lucky and having some weather come in and having some bulls come over from Unit 8 and Unit 10. There are some resident elk that live in these units as well, but it's something you really want to do your research on.